everyone, welcome to another episode of Carolyn and her clothes. So today is kind of a different type of day. I was asked by Nordstrom to come in for a personal styling session. As many of you know, Trunk Club has ended, and because I was a customer of Trunk Club, Nordstrom at a very expensive mall reached out to me and told me they wanted me to come in for a personal styling session and give me $50 towards anything I purchased during that session. So, of course, I had to do it. It was at a pretty expensive mall, and actually a very expensive mall in New Jersey, probably one of the more expensive malls in the country. So immediately I had reservations about that, but I figured, why not? Let me go in and try on some clothes and have some fun with it. So these are the questions that I asked. First, the styling session is free, and it's always free. So if any of you want to just go to Nordstrom's and book a styling session, it's completely free. Now, if you're as old as dirt as me, you remember in the olden days where you always used to get personal help in a dressing room. And that's basically what this is. Evereve does the same thing. White House Black Market does the same. Macy's, Bloomingdale's, they all do the same thing. You can call them up and tell them what you're looking for, and they'll pull stuff ahead of you to put on in your dressing room, which is essentially what this is. So the questions that I was asked before this session, what I was looking for. Was it work clothing, everyday casual, night out, special event, or am I looking for beauty/cosmetics? So my response was everyday casual. Then they asked, what is your style? And this is pretty important. And first one was classic chic, modern and on trend, and then they put in parentheses, but not trendy. So I kind of thought that was kind of interesting. Modern and on trend, and then they put in parentheses, but not trendy. New bohemian or active. So my response was I was modern and on trend, all right? Then they wanted to know all my sizes, including shoes. So I was like, oh boy, shoes. You know me, and I love my shoes. And then they asked me what my preferred labels were. So my response was BB Dakota, Astor, Liverpool, Sanctuary, Sam Edelin, Cut, Mark Fisher, Vince Camuto, Steve Madden, Dolce Vita, CC, and then I wrote in parentheses, but I don't want polyester for summer, and Wit and Wisdom, all right? So you're gonna say, well, how do you know the prices are gonna be within range, Carolyn? You mentioned it was an expensive mall. Well, I thought that they would take the cues by the name brands I was listing here. In general, my breaking point is $100. Anything over $100, it's like, but anything under or $100, I can consider it. All right. So now you're gonna say, who is your stylist? Well, I'll be honest with you. When I got there, I was kind of surprised. It was just regular store help. You call them whatever you want, but it was basically an employee working the floor there. It wasn't like I go into a room for consultation. It wasn't somebody who assessed my body type at all. It was somebody who worked the floor and already had a dressing room set up for me. She then brings me to the dressing room, which was the very first one as you walk in. So this is my advice to you. If you try this session in advance, ask them for a dressing room in the back, all right? And I'll tell you why in a minute. I immediately opened the dressing room door, and she says, what do you think? So you heard the name brands that I listed. What I got instead was Frame. Okay, Frame is out of my price range, which I immediately told her, and she grabbed the items that were Frame and took them away. So you're not going to see it in this little short video I have. She did give me one CC top, and it was polyester. Caslon, Wit and Wisdom, Ralph Lauren Polo, Rails, which is out of my price range, and Nick and Zoe, which can be out of my price ranges too. Sometimes there's stuff under $100, but So it wasn't any of the brands I was kind of looking for, and mostly out of my price range. So she immediately took the Frame stuff away. And in the video, you're going to see a Frame dress because the very first denim dress is Frame. She came back with that because it was on sale for $200 and something. So I said, give it to me. Let me just try it on because I wanted to show you guys something. All right, so the footage, you're not going to see much of me in the footage doing, and you're not going to get every outfit that I tried on, unfortunately. And the reason why, it was an extremely stressful session. First place, the woman would not leave me alone. Carolyn, how you doing in there, Carolyn? I'm like, well, I'm half naked, lady. Then her manager, who was the one that booked my session, had a bang on my door. Carolyn, I want to meet you, Carolyn. And so, and then on top of that, apparently this is the place that they put people for styling, and other stylists were coming in trying to put their clients. I was barged in more times in that dressing room than I can count. It was so stressful being like trying to try and close, trying to do like even just a a quick video. I couldn't do anything because every 2 seconds somebody kept barging into the room. And like, when I mean barging, the woman that was styling me didn't barge in, but the others certainly did. It's like, oh my gosh, wait, can you wait? Can I get my shirt on, please? So, yeah, it was not an enjoyable session. If I were to do it again, which I may do it, like if there's something I need, right? Or if there's a ton of stuff at Nordstrom's that I see online and I don't want to order it, I may call them up and be like, hey, do you have any of these things? Can you set them up in a dressing room beforehand? But unless it's something specific, I would not do it because it was nothing that really excited me, except I did end up with one thing, okay? Another thing was I did not have a single pair of shoes there, all right? And I mean, I had white jeans and some things to go with white jeans, and she did pick out one CC top that was polyester, and the reason why she only pulled out the one is because she found a pair of linen pants, because I said I was looking for linen pants, and that was really the only two outfits that I had. There was no shoes, no outfits. I did end up purchasing the white rails dress. I may decide to end up returning it. But one of the things when I was trying it on, it's very billowy and flowy, and that's not me. I would always prefer something with the waist, but I really liked the dress. And I said, I was wondering how it would go with the belt. And I had asked her for a belt, and she looked at me like I had two heads. It's like, a belt? You want a belt? So this is not a styling session. And honestly with you, if you went to Ever Eve, if you went to White House Black Market and did a styling session at these places, you get the full shebang. You would get the shoes, you would get the purse, you need a belt. They would go run and get you a belt. This was literally just stuff from this woman's section within Nordstrom. They didn't pull shoes, they didn't pull things from like the junior section. I asked for a BB Dakota, Astor, Liverpool, Sanctuary, Cut. You're telling me you didn't have any of those name brands in your store? So I don't know. I'm just kind of surprised. No shoes, none of the real name brands that I suggested. I do like Rails. Rails is a name brand I do like. I just don't like the prices. So give me a minute and I will do a try on for the dress that I did get. Overall, it was a disappointing experience because one, I was in that room up front and I kept getting barged in. And two, they didn't give me any of the name brands I said I liked. Three, they didn't really stick to even the price ranges of the name brands that I like. And, it wasn't a full styling service. It was really just a woman who worked in that particular department in the store and pulled pieces from that particular department. It wasn't cross departments, which is probably why she said modern and on trend, parentheses, not trendy. So I think what they do is they say, oh, you want bohemian? We'll put you in this section. You want activewear? You're in a salesperson in this section. If you want classic chic, you're a salesperson in this section. So it's not like they're going across and doing a complete, look for you, at least not in my experience. Okay, give me a minute and I will show you the item that I did purchase, how I was thinking about styling it when I asked for that belt. And you're going to see a video first of me trying on a few things. And again, sorry, it's not any better. And sorry, this whole thing is vertical. But when I did the try on in the dressing room, it was vertical as well. And I'll try on the dress. And you guys can help me decide whether or not I keep the dress. If I return it, I end up losing that $50 credit. The dress was a Rails dress, $188. I had a $50 credit plus a $10 Nordy note, so it ended up costing me $128, which is still rather pricey, but it is Rails, and we all know Rails is pretty expensive. So enjoy the video, and I'm then going to try on the dress, and then after the dress, I'll have a little bit of a wrap up. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Carolyn and Her Clothes. So I am sitting in my car at the Short Hills Mall in Short Hills, New Jersey. Trunk Club has ended, as many of you know, and I was asked by a stylist to set up an appointment at this Nordstrom for a free personal consultation styling session and get $50 off my first purchase. I've never done an in-person styling session before. I have no idea what to expect. They asked me my sizes, including my shoe sizes, and they asked me just a general question about my style, but I said modern and on trend, but not trendy, and because there was no trendy option. And let's see, they told me to come here at noon, and that's pretty much it. They didn't they wanted to know what brands I generally like, so that's what I provided them. I'm a little bit nervous. At first they set me up with a male, but now it's a female, I believe. At least I believe it's a female. Hopefully it's within my price range and not outrageous prices, because this is a pretty expensive mall, and that is mostly what I'm afraid of, and I'm going to have to walk away empty-handed. All right, so I hope to see you in the dressing room. Take care.
There were no pins.
Okay, so finally I have on the Nordstrom's dress that I got. This is a rails dress. It was $188, which is definitely out of my price range. I did have that $50 that they credited towards me because that was part of the deal. Come to a styling session, get $50 off a purchase. I also happen to have a $10 Nordy's note, so it brought it down to $128, which is still very expensive for a dress, especially a dress I do not need. It is a beautiful dress though. It is 100% cotton and it is fully lined, and the lining is 100% cotton as well. It's light and airy. I would only wear it with the belt. This is how I was envisioning it, with this belt, and that's why I asked to see what it would look like with the belt on. I think I would probably wear it with these white shoes, but you guys let me know. Would you try and match the belt with the shoes in this particular dress? So I do like this. You guys let me know. Should I keep it or just return it and get my $128 back? I really do like it. It's very super comfortable and breezy, but it is pretty pricey, and I don't need it. I'm trying to think about it. I think I would probably regret returning it, which is the way I felt in store, and why I ended up purchasing it, because I would be sad if I didn't buy it. And then I wanted to show you without the belt. It is kind of like a loose baby doll style, and very flowy, and I don't really care for this because I don't think it's figure flattering. It makes me, I feel like I look pregnant in it. So I probably would always wear it with the belt. Super, super soft fabric. I can't even explain how nice it is. It's a gauze. So let me know your thoughts. Okay, give me a minute and I will do a wrap up. That's a wrap up for my Nordstrom experience. Would I use the service again? Yes, only for two things. One, if I see a ton load of stuff I like on Nordstrom.com and I don't want to spend the money to have it shipped, sit on my credit card only to go have to return it if it doesn't work out or doesn't look like what it is. What I would do is I would send them my wish list and I would say, hey, can you put as much of this aside in a dressing room for me? I would use it for that. And I would also use it for if I had like an event to go to and I needed a dress or something like that, which I never go anywhere, so that wouldn't be an issue. I wouldn't use it for them to be a stylist for me, because honestly, it didn't seem that they took my personal preferences into consideration. They didn't give me any of the name brands I was looking for, really. I got Wit and Wisdom and CC, but other than that, I got no Cut, I got no Liverpool, I got no Sanctuary. So, I mean, Aster, BB Dakota, none of those name brands. So, you know, and it wasn't like a complete look either. It was just random items put in my dressing room. So yes, I would use it again, but I'd almost use it again as like a matter of convenience for me versus me hunting around the store looking for the items on my wish list, have them do it and have a dressing room ready for me. So that's my personal experience. Not maybe everyone won't have that same experience as me, but I wanted to tell you what it was like for me, and I appreciate you tuning in, and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell to get notified of future videos from me. Take care, and until next time.